Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and yes, we are finally home. Mama is sleeping on the bed next to me. Hopefully, it doesn't get too loud and obnoxious for her. Gotta turn that light on just a little bit. So, yeah, we're finally home, and we've got something to talk about, man. We are 2 years and 4 months into this current generation of new hardware. And the only reason I brought this up, guys, is because over on Twitter, man, like this is kind of going out of control right now. Like people with their insane um it's not really insane, okay? You have places like Digital Foundry, you have places like NX Gamer, stuff like that, L Analysta Day Beats. All of these guys are running these tests on these games and they're showing you the performance of these games. Digital Foundry does try to break down what's going on, as does NX Gamer. El Analista Day Beats, he just does the the things. He doesn't really do a lot of talking in his videos, which is kind of cool. Like I kind of like watching them, but we're at a point right now where weaker hardware is outperforming the the stronger hardware on a lot of these newer games. And I've played some of these games. I play mostly everything on a VRR enabled screen. So to tell you the truth, like I can't never tell a difference anyways, to be completely honest with you. Everything feels smooth to me because of the way I'm playing it. My new capture card when I'm making videos for you guys, it is a smooth experience because I have VRR enabled. My new capture card lets me pass that through. So I don't ever really see a major difference in performance. What's up, cabbage? I don't ever see a major difference in performance when it comes to a lot of these games. Now, if I turn off VRR and I run some of them, most games run better on the Series X. However, PlayStation has a market lead, and most games are optimized for Sony. And it's true, and there's some games that I've been kind of looking at. I've been going back and I've been kind of looking at some of these older games that were running better on the PlayStation 5. A lot of them get fixed. A lot of them get fixed and they run better on the Xbox after a while. But that doesn't matter. Optics are what matters, guys. Optics are what's always mattered. If the game comes out and it runs good on the PlayStation 5 and it looks identical to the Xbox Series X, nobody's going to care in 2 weeks when that game gets fixed. They're just going to buy the game. They don't care. Optics matter. It's hilarious. Nobody will notice all the frame drop or dynamic resolution. All these consoles are extremely weak. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and that's the thing, Onyx. That's we're gonna get into that tonight. Because of like the PC thing. Um, These are $500 consoles. Not even the PlayStation is running everything at perfectly 60 frames a second. None of them are running games perfectly at 4K. You know what I mean? Like it's just weird. But it does kind of beg the question of why is a game like why is a game like um Atomic Heart running better on PlayStation 5? Why is that game running better on PlayStation 5? It runs flawless on the PC. It runs flawless on the PC. I don't have a problem with it on the PC whatsoever. I get maximum frame rate, maximum resolution, everything. How is it that this game is not optimized for Xbox when it is an actual Game Pass title? With your stutter. You're right. Some games do come out with stutter on PC. Some games do come out. Mostly it's the that usually is an Unreal Engine thing. That's usually an Unreal Engine thing when it comes to the PC. But that stutter goes away after you play the game. I mean, they usually patch them fairly quickly on the PC to where that gets taken care of pretty quick. Took a page out of Doc Doc tonight. Why is everyone disregarding the fact that developers will prioritize PS5? No, that's the thing, man. Like they are prioritizing PlayStation 5. Do not think for a second that that's not going to happen. If you're playing on an Xbox, yeah, you are going to get the hand me down out the gate. You are getting the hand me down out the gate, and that really does suck. Your game should be optimized just as well as they are on the weaker hardware on a PlayStation 5, and they should be taking advantage of the features that are in your actual next gen Xbox, whereas PlayStation 5 is basically a continuation of of what the PS4 Pro was. It really is. It's a lot. I think the PS5 is a lot closer to that architecture, so that's why it's a little bit easier for all these games that are, let's face it, still they started development on PlayStation 4 hardware, bro. They started development on PlayStation 4 hardware. So the the fact that they can just move forward over onto the PlayStation's always made consoles, whereas Xbox has always been more closely aligned with the PC. Exactly. If you have VRR, you're not going to notice these issues, guys. If you have VRR, if you're playing with VRR, you will not notice half of the issues that are coming out of these consoles. And for them to be like, "Oh yeah, it's running better." That's the thing. And I've said that multiple times on this channel. That's the thing, now. When these games come out and they're running better on the PlayStation 5, but then they get patched and run better on the Xbox a little bit later, that's the optics that matter. That's the thing that, they're trying to get that out there to make people, want to be in the PlayStation ecosystem. And I do think that there's a concerted effort with developers because of Game Pass to try to make or pigeonhole the PlayStation as the superior console, and that's why they deserve your $70 on the PlayStation 5. You know what I mean? I think there's like this thing from a certain group of developers that are trying to not only use Game Pass to fill their pockets with money to put their games on Game Pass, but at the same time, take that money, optimize better for PlayStation 5, like you saw with the Medium. They took the Xbox money, put that game on the freaking Xbox first. It ran whatever, but then they bring it out on PlayStation 5 and all of a sudden it runs better. You think they would be optimizing that game for Xbox because they took that? No, dude, I honestly do start I'm starting to think that there is a concerted effort to try to make the Xbox look bad while boosting the PlayStation 5 so that they can try to get that $70. Yeah, I seen the Baldur's Gate 3 situation. How are you going to say that the Xbox Series S is having problems when lower end PCs can run that game? Exactly, dude. That is what I'm talking about. They want to put it out on PlayStation 5, get a whole bunch of money, that $70 money, and then bring it to Xbox, 5, 6 months later, and then be like, oh yeah, dude, and they'll just put it right on Game Pass or something. That's what I think is happening, man. That's what I think is happening. A lot of people are starting to get frustrated when games like Atomic Heart or Fallen Dynasty come straight to Game Pass, and like Liza P, all these games that are coming day and date to Game Pass, and then they're expecting you to pay $70, man. Returnal is the perfect example of how trash the PS. Yeah, exactly. It's a night and freaking day difference. I made a couple of videos on that. Literally a night and day difference, man. That game looks so sharp, so crisp. The texture work and the rock faces. You guys remember back when that game came out, and I sat and talked about how it looked so freaking generic and it was just blurry and fuzzy, and now it looks literally like a brand new, like, now it looks like a game that you would expect to see on a next gen console. Now it looks next gen. Now it looks next gen. The particle effects, the colors, the vibrancy of that game, it looks so incredible on PC that it's like, really, dude? I thought this was supposed to be a next gen PlayStation 5 only banger to develop for the Series S. The Series S is in terms of PC, like, now that I've got a PC and now that I kind of understand how things work and like the different levels of settings and stuff. So let's put this out there. If you buy if you buy that new game Wild Things or Wild Hearts on Xbox Series X in the performance mode, that is literally what it looks like with the PC on low settings. On the lowest settings you can go, that's what the Xbox version looks like. It's exactly what it looks like. Same density in the grass, shadows, textures, all of that stuff. It literally looks the same. But when you crank it up to like the highest settings, it looks like a completely new game. It looks like a completely new game. We've been playing these console games with low PC settings for a very long time, guys. Those are the minimum specs. They are running that game like absolute trash. The new recommended specs for Baldur's Gate is a 2060 Super. They're trying to say that the reason they can't get it on the Xbox is because they can't get the co-op mode functioning on Series S. So, and that's a mandatory thing or whatever. Like, I'm not buying it, dude. I'm not buying it. I would have liked to see Halo Infinite launch with co-op on the series consoles. Yeah, they did. They did have marketing rights. I just sat here for a few hours since we've been home playing some Hogwarts Legacy. Dude, I've been trying to get some gaming in on that. I just sat here for for I think 2 hours. I just sat here for 2 hours working on my Hogwarts game, and I was running that in performance mode. It looks just fine. It runs great. I'll tell you what, dude, I have more problems with Hogwarts Legacy on the PC than I do on the Xbox. It's a much more stable experience over on the Xbox. I have been playing Hogwarts. I was playing Hogwarts today. Marketing rights with Sony will always run better, plus the parity clause. Yeah, I mean, yeah, my 10 gig card, I'm having problems with that on that one. Well, when I put it in, well, I mean, running it on 1440p, it's just every once in a while it'll have like this weird issue where the frame rate drops all the way down to like 5 to 6 frames. What does marketing rights have to do with actively interfering with development? Has a lot to do with it, man. These guys are trying to I really do think that the Game Pass has shaken the market. I really do think that the Game Pass has shaken the market, and there's a lot of developers and a lot of publishers that feel the same way Sony does, but then there's a lot of developers and a lot of publishers that feel the exact same way Xbox does about the situation. It's gonna be a battle this whole console generation. Some developers are going to optimize and make their games run as good as they can on PS5 just to try to prove that to try to, get people to pay that $70, and they're gonna leave the Xbox version lacking. And Xbox really isn't in a really isn't in a position to demand, I mean, I guess they could try to demand better, but then some developers would probably just walk away. And you are starting to see that too. You are starting to see certain developers not even try to bring games to Xbox. Xbox has got an uphill battle this generation, guys. They do have the power in the console. They need to start Xbox needs to start pumping out first party high quality games as soon as possible so that they can show the world that, hey man, the Xbox Series X is a powerhouse and it's here to do its job, as well as being able to provide a solid experience on the Xbox Series S. They have to do that. They've yet to do that in their so far. I mean, Forza Horizon 5 is an incredible experience, but they need more and they need it fast. Bethesda's going to have to pull out all the stops. I mean, like you're going to have a lot of games that need to come out on the Xbox Series X and S that will make it so all the other developers stuff is not and they're gonna have to show that like these Xboxes can produce high quality games, guys. Well, I told you guys to get it on PS5. Get what on PS5, man? We saw we saw last generation that both Xbox One X and PlayStation 4 Pro were basically built on the same the same technology. The Xbox One X was a little bit more powerful, and everything you saw coming out at the end of that generation 100% looked and ran better on Xbox One X. Looked and ran better on Xbox One X. And now all of a sudden you're trying to tell me that the more powerful Xbox Series X and S can't run these games better than the PlayStation 5? I've seen literal PlayStation 5 first party games that power is almost similar. Microsoft looks stupid by bragging about it. Anyway, at the end, they're both weak as hell. I mean, it is pretty similar. It is pretty similar for the most part, but not enough to where the PlayStation 5 should be running better. I mean, they are fairly similar, but not enough to where the PlayStation 5 should be outperforming the Xbox Series X every single time. I mean, and if that is the case, that the Series X and the PlayStation 5 are super similar, then there's no excuse for these games to not be running in parity. There's no excuse they shouldn't be running in parity with each other. There's just no way. Say that games run better on the Series X. They do after they get patched, Joe. They usually always do run better on Series X after they get patched. They might use it. They might use it next week. That is high quality. I tried to play that on the on the PC, dude. It wasn't running that great. Still rocking PS4 final days. Yeah. Digital Foundry, say it. Come on, man. You know better than that. 1600p versus 1800p is so small. 1800p looks better on a 4K TV than 1600p does. Wasn't that strong, but Sony got rounds in the chamber. I think Sony's going to have a good generation this time, but I do think that they are holding. I do feel like PlayStation is doing everything they can to stop Xbox from being successful, and I mean, like that's fine, whatever. That's competition. But we all know once that place that Activision deal goes through, what's the problem with Redfall, bro? What's the problem with Redfall? I think it looks pretty good. I mean, yeah, exactly. The Xbox One X was outpacing the PS4 Pro, and then all of a sudden, yeah, dude, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Now, I mean, you can say that the higher frequency of the PlayStation 5 is what's helping that. I mean, like, whatever, dude. I'm not a developer. I don't know if that is 100% true, but I don't know, man. It just seems a little fishy. Under the Forest early access on Steam. No, I didn't. 1800p on my LG OLED looks bad. Yeah. 4K, dude, you need 4K on a 4K screen. Like you do, man. Like it responsible for ensuring that the games will come to Game Pass perform well. If Xbox is offering a lot of money, no one takes care. Yeah. I mean, dude, if you really got Atomic Heart running better on the PlayStation 5 than you do on the Xbox Series X, that's a little bit weird, man. I mean, I really wish that I could buy a PS5 copy of Atomic Heart so that I could check it myself, but I'm not spending $70 on that game. I think that is perfectly good for Game Pass subscription, man. I have no desire to buy that game. It runs perfectly well on the PC, so I don't understand what the problem is with the Xbox versions. Like, I really don't. It runs extremely well. It is super optimized on PC, so I really do not understand how on earth it's not running good on the Xbox, which is closer to what a PC architecture would be. I don't get it, dude. It doesn't make any sense to me. Redfall looks great, man. One's Hellblade, 2 Starfield, Forza drop. Xbox will be in a very good position. Maybe. Games are coming out at a snail's pace. Dude, it takes PlayStation teams 5 years to put out a game, dude. Xbox has owned Bethesda for what? I think I don't even think they've owned any of these new studios for 5 years yet. Yeah. Force is one of my favorite games. PS5 and Xbox Series X fighting about power is like 2 midgets fighting who's the tallest. I know. I'm barely a difference. So what the flip flop? What are you talking about? The flip flop? I'm not flip flopping. What's odd isn't I'm not flip flopping, man. I'm still on Team Xbox. I just don't get it, man. I don't get how these guys can be like. I don't get how these games are running better on the PlayStation 5. Like it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't really make any sense. Play the Xbox and it's good. Yeah, obviously there's people that are holding it back. If it doesn't, Xbox will go on the offensive and hopefully buy Sega and Capcom. Stuck at an airport till about 7 a.m. Why are you stuck in an airport? What do you mean still most of the time I've seen any game run frames better on PS5? They did it making the resolution lower. Yeah, most of the time. I don't know. Digital Foundry just said that that the Atomic Heart looks identical. They're identical and it runs better on the PlayStation 5. That doesn't make any sense. Not only is the CPU slower, but it has less, less rasterization performance, man. Like it doesn't make any sense. Baldur's Gate 3, yes, I did hear that. Due to Series S. I think they just want to delay it so they can sell it to the PlayStation guys for $70 and then put it on Game Pass, dude. Tell you the truth, man. Well, yeah, I mean, you always got PlayStation like, dude, a lot of people take what Digital Foundry and everybody say at face value. They do. They watch the I mean, if you noticed, most of the footage that he was showing in Atomic Heart was from the Xbox version. Why is he showing all the Xbox version if the PlayStation 5 is running better? You know what I mean? And then like that whole section that he showed for the PlayStation 5 that was running at, 60 frames a second, maybe that's the only place on the PlayStation 5 that actually runs at 65 frames a second, man. I think the Series S is fine. What's up, Maurice? How you doing? Just to your top games on Xbox Game Pass vid. Oh, what happened? What happened to? Oh, dude, I've just been busy. I've just been busy. I need to do some more videos like that. I really do. Our developers losing money. Our developers losing money. A game called Bleak Faith Forsaken. It comes out in a couple of weeks on Steam. It's like a Soul Shadow of the Colossus mix. Okay. Sony are market leader, and they told the devs we won't. Yeah, well, see, I get if they say they need parity, like whatever parity should mean parity, like they should both run and look the same, and that's fine, and that's fine. If they both run and look the same, I don't have a problem with that. Like I'm really not upset for it. See if you can get a key review key. Let me see if they have one. Let me see if I can get one. Bleak Faith, you say? Let's see. Bleak Faith. Bleak Faith Forsaken. Forsaken. No results, no product could be found. S there's nothing. There's nothing. Who knows we know what's going on? It's leaving Game Pass soon. I haven't gotten a chance to play it. Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine were delayed, and they are losing money as well. Play that yeah, I'll probably play that beta as well. It's easy. Gonna be one of those random games that releases on Steam that get like 100K concurrent players. Maybe. Maybe I should look it up and just see what it is. That's what I should do. Seek Faith Forsaken. Let me watch this trailer real quick. 3 developers, 1 dream. Oh, it looks cool. I'm getting those Thymesia vibes from it. That's some of those Dark Soul vibes. Oh, 10th of March. Steam. Hey, well, let's Bleak Faith. All right. I got it on my wish list. If I can swing it, I will. Game releases on your birthday. Yeah, I see. Suicide Squad. Hard to not understand why Gotham wasn't 60 FPS. There's not even a place for a review key, Swerve. 2060 Super, 540p. So we're just gonna ignore Plague Tale Requiem, Dead Space, and vast majority games running better on Series X? No, not at all, not at all. I'm just saying that these last few, when those games run better on Xbox, everybody kind of just disregards them. Everybody disregards them. They're like, poof, they didn't even happen. But then when some game comes out and it runs better on the PlayStation 5, then everybody's like, oh guys, look, the Series X is terrible. I don't get it, man. PC players creating content for consoles fanboys, they don't care. Yeah, exactly. They don't care about the they don't care. They like stirring that pot, man. That they like stirring that pot. They like keeping the console wars going, man, and it's stupid. And it's really stupid, man. Before Digital Foundry, nobody cared about this stuff. I know I didn't. You know what? The first game I actually watched for Digital Foundry, the first video of theirs I watched was what was it? Assassin's Creed 4. Black Flag on the PlayStation 4. Oh man, Starfield sounds like it's coming out sometime in June or whatever. I think Redfall looks great, man. I think Redfall looks great. PS2 runs better than the OG Xbox, and no, I know, huh? And we all know that wasn't true. The biggest problem with OG Xbox is the fact that it didn't get a lot of that support, man. There wasn't a lot of third-party support for that, man. Xbox 360 definitely got a lot more support. People were more willing to make games for that one. I don't know why. Well, if you don't like Redfall, don't play it, man. I think it looks all right. I don't have a problem with the visuals of Redfall. Not even at all. I don't know, man. Like we will definitely find out when all these Xbox games start coming out. You know, we'll find out, man. I've been pretty happy with my Xbox experience, so I don't get why anybody would really be upset about it. Not only visuals, also the art style. Shady, they making deals with these third-party studios behind the scenes to make games run better on PS5 at launch day. I think that's what happens, dude. Obviously, because these games will come out, they'll run better on the PlayStation at launch, and then a couple weeks later, they'll get patched, and wow, magic! They run better on Xbox. And then all the damage is already done. All the Digital Foundry videos are already made. All the videos are already made, and they're already out there with that information. And then nobody ever comes back and says, "Oh yeah, well, hey, you guys, when was the last time you guys seen a Digital Foundry video come out after a game gets patched and fixed and runs better on Xbox? How many of them videos exist?" No, man. You look up any of those games, like you look up right now Assassin's Creed Valhalla for Digital Foundry, and it does not state that it runs better on Xbox now. It still continues to say that it's better on PlayStation. But that is the same. Honestly, you know what, dude? It is the same if an Xbox game runs better if an Xbox game runs better at launch, it's probably not gonna ever run better than Xbox after it gets patched. So you know what I mean? Like, but an off chance. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, exactly. They're like, well, yeah, it's supposed to run better. It's a more powerful console. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's so irritating, dude. I literally do not like what Digital Foundry has done to the gaming community. I don't like it, dude. I don't like what they have done to gaming because I'll tell you what, man. In the last little while, I'll use Wild Hearts as an example. I freaking love that game, so I am overlooking a lot of its shortcomings because there are shortcomings for that game. It does have some performance issues on the PC, like some substantial performance issues on the PC, and it's very frustrating sometimes, but it has not impeded my gameplay to the point where I could not finish, any of the hunts that I've went on. But I am kind of, stepping back, waiting for patches to come and, make it more optimal so that I can play it and, like, really enjoy it, but I love that game. I love that game. I think it's great. There's all the talk about it. Sons of Forest. Okay, that's not too much. Alright, I will look at this. I will look at this Sons of Forest. Let's see store page. Ooh, that's a pretty looking game. Open world survival. My gosh, man, you guys know I'm not that good at survival games. You and Sev, man, these survival games you keep sending me. I'll check it out, dude. I still need to make one for Icarus. I still need to make a video for Icarus. I just haven't had time to sit down and play around with them, guys. Oh, are they ever gonna release games that make power? Bro, you see most of your videos. See most of your videos. Xbox version looks better most of the time. It does. It does look better most of the time. And that's due down to, like the colors, stuff like that. I do like there are certain aspects of the PlayStation 5 that I like. When I play these games on the Series X and the PlayStation 5 on a 1440p monitor, I can't tell a difference. Honestly, guys, I can't tell a difference on a 1440p monitor because there isn't really a big difference. Sometimes well, it depends mostly on resolution, but everything being downsampled to 1440p, like it's hard to see a difference. Now, I did see a difference in Red Dead Redemption 2, but it does look better um, than it ever did on the PlayStation 4 version. What are you laughing about 1440p, dude? I'm telling you, man, buy a 1440p monitor, bro, and you will never have a problem with the way your games look ever again. Like you just won't, man. 1440p is probably the best way to enjoy these consoles, to be completely honest with you. I mean, some games look okay on 4K, but most of the time, 1440p is the sweet spot for these consoles. They just look better. They just look better. I think it's funny how people are like, oh yeah, 4K, 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 dude. Go buy a 1440p monitor and tell me if you think it's better, dude. For a 1440p monitor, you can get for like 400 bucks, you can get a 32-inch 1440p monitor with support for all of your next gen features, especially PlayStation 5, and it will always look better. You plenty of times to stop with the 1440p talk. You realize that both my monitors are LG. Both of them are LG. Both of my monitors are LG monitors. I do have 2 LG monitors. Maybe that's why they look so good, man. Did you ever consider that? That's why they look so good is because they're LG. Ah, dude, I like OLED. Don't get me wrong. I like OLED. But I'll tell you right now, the the refresh rate is better on these monitors than my OLED. Thank you, Maria. PS5 Master Race. The Peggies are coming, man. The Peggies showed up. Upscaling technology on new TVs is insane. They can make 1440. Yeah, but your upscaling techniques only work if you send your 4K TVs a 1080p signal. Did you guys know that? I don't know if all TVs are that way. Some might upscale from like 1440p to 4K or whatever, but for the most part, dude, if you send a 1080p signal to your 4K TV, that's when it will upscale it. If you're sending it a 4K signal, it doesn't really upscale. So it might just be a placebo effect. Yeah, man, 1440p monitor is incredible. You get dense, beautiful looking visuals all the time on all your games, and even 1080p games still look good on a 1440p monitor. You could spend all the money you want. You can spend all the money you want on a 4K TV, bro. Like, go ahead, do whatever you got to do, man. I'm just telling you, if you're gonna spend that much money on a TV, you might as well buy a $400 monitor and see how you feel about it, man. Best TV I've ever played a game on. Well, I'm gonna be getting my C2 here sometime this year. C2 or C3. If the C3 is out when I go to buy it, then I'll buy the C3. But I will be getting one of your LGs, and I'll tell you what, I'm gonna bring it home. If it does not blow me away from what I have with this Vizio, I'm gonna take it right back. I'm gonna take it right freaking back. If it's not if it's not way better than my Vizio, I am gonna take it right back. I'm not gonna waste money on another OLED, but I'll buy one. I'll bring it home and I'll try it out. I'll have 2 weeks to look at it and I'll sit here, man, and I'll play everything on on that TV, and if it does not blow me away compared to what my Vizio does, I'm gonna take it back, dude. Close to native 4K. Yeah, exactly, dude. I sit close enough to where I see all the flaws. You're right, I do, and I don't see the flaws on a 1440p monitor. I'm gonna buy one and we're gonna find out, dude. Like I said, if it does not blow me away, I am taking it freaking back. I'm not gonna waste that money on a TV if it's not gonna blow me away. I will. I'll compare the Vizio and the LG, dude, and I'll tell you, man, like, if it doesn't blow me away like you guys raving about these LGs all the time, dude, because that's another $1,000, man, that I'd be throwing away for a little bit better, and, dude, all I play on my 4K OLED now is my racing games. That's I have it hooked up to my PC, I get 4K 120 on all of them. That's what I use it for, and they look incredible. I am actually thinking, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna buy that LG first, and if it doesn't blow me away, then I will probably just take it back and get the LG or the LG 1440p OLED monitor. And it still looks great. I have a 4K MU28 and it looks just as good. And I do game in 1440p as well. I think 1440p is the sweet spot. Honestly, guys, I can get if you're on PC and you're on 1440p, you can get higher frame rate, which is great. You can get a beautiful image and you can get high frame rate. But if you're going 4K, then you're gonna need higher. You're gonna be stuck in that FOMO loop for a very, very long time. On that your TV. I know my TV is good, man. I just get so dude, I don't have the issues that I have when I play my games on my freaking TV from my PC and use the 4K, they look incredible. They look perfect. When I play the same game on my Xbox or my PlayStation on the 4K TV, you can tell. You can tell there's a big drop off. I do not think that an LG TV upscaler is gonna be better than my PC producing a native 4K image. You know what I mean? And with DLSS, that sometimes looks better than native 4K with TAA. I don't mind playing 1440p, but with my 4090, yeah, see, that's the exact thing, Johnny Live. If you have a 4090, why would you play on 1440p? That is a That is actually a high refresh 4K card, a high refresh 4K card. Like, you can get up to, the higher you can hit those. Most of these 4K TVs only come with 120 FPS refresh rate, so going above that is doing you no good. So if you've got a 4090 and you can hit that with max settings at 4K, yeah, dude. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, guys. if you've got a graphics card that can produce 4K, even 4K with DLSS and quality mode looks better than native 4K for some reason. I don't understand why, but it does. But even if you've got that, then yeah, dude, all of my racing games run it. The only thing that would really have me upgrading my graphics card is when Forza Motorsport comes out. If I need more power to hit 120 4K 120, then I'll have to get it. But I guess I could just turn off the ray tracing and still enjoy it. But I mean, 60 frames, I guess. 1440p is a great resolution. It's so funny. All and I mean competitor gamers game on, yeah, exactly. 1080p at max settings. Here's the thing, guys. This is what you don't understand. 1080p, 1440p, 4K at max settings looks incredible. And if you can look at a 1080p monitor, a 1440p monitor, and a 4K TV, and you can run that game at max settings, the biggest thing you're gonna notice, well, you're not gonna notice, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel the higher frame rate. You're gonna feel the higher fr the responsiveness and the higher frame rate. You're gonna see it too. Well, anything above 120 frames a second is just gonna be super, super smooth. It's so smooth, it's not even funny. You start getting a little like 90 and above, it starts to get really smooth. Like, I play these racing games on the monitor, I can get, like, up to 165 frames. Yeah, it does feel definitely smoother than the 4K, but the 4K feels just as fine at 120 frames a second. It's okay. Just the LCD I'm not liking, but your rig should do perfectly with the LG OLED monitor. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get that. I mean, if anything, dude, I might just get like a 3090 because I think I could fit a 3090 in that case. 3090 Ti. But to be completely honest, you're not really getting that much more better frame rate. Super high frame rate, but 120 FPS is a sweet spot. 120 FPS is a good frame rate. That is a pretty good frame rate. If you want higher frame rate, you're gonna go lower resolution, especially on TVs until they start getting them better. You're trying to sell your 3090 right now? Why? I definitely like what the PC can do, but I'm not saying that I don't like it. It definitely does give you a lot more freedom. It really does. The ultra wide OLED 34. Don't worry about the LG CT, trust me. Well, go ahead and send it on over, Johnny. I'll test it out, man. I'll see if it blows my 3080 away. I'll tell you what, man, going from the 3060 Ti to the 3080, I did not really notice that big of a difference. To be completely honest with you, it was not a mind-blowing, um, it wasn't a mind-blowing experience. Like, I was like, "Wow, dude, I thought I'd be getting, like, way better." I do get better, but yeah. And Unreal Engine 5 be more shouldn't be running 4K 120 FPS because I'm at 1440p. 3060 Ti is a pretty dang good strong card, man. Like, it was giving me 4K on a lot of games. Like, a lot of games that I was getting 4K. And see, that's why I didn't notice that big of an upgrade because I was still getting I mean, it looked identical, but, definitely the frame rate is a bit higher, not much higher. Like, I think, what was it? At 4K, The Witcher 3 was giving me anywhere from 40 to 60 frames a second with a 3060 Ti, and then I was getting, up to 120 with the 3080. So, but I mean, same same exact visuals, just definitely better frame rate. So the 3060 Ti with VR was doing pretty good too. I was being able to run all of my games. Um, Half-Life 2 or Half-Life Alex runs pretty good with that 3060 Ti in VR. Um, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just been it's been good, man. Like getting into PC guys has been pretty good. Does it is it better than the console experience? Yeah, dude. I mean, obviously it's better. You spend way more money for a better experience. Like you better expect a better experience. Are these consoles pretty dang good? Yeah. Yeah, these are probably the best consoles we've ever gotten. No, you got me wanting to get a PC. It is better, Maurice. Like it is better. Like I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, no, man, these consoles are better. I mean, that would be misinformation. That would be misinformation. Like the PC is better. The 3060 Ti was a better experience than the PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X. Not by leaps and bounds, but it was better. It was a bigger upgrade. 3060 Ti to 38. But is a 3080 Ti gonna be a bigger upgrade than the 3060 Ti to the 30, you know what I mean? I shoulda just got that 3080 Ti. For some reason, I just didn't think it was gonna fit in my case, but I think it's the exact same size as what I've got right now. Is a portable PC. I do like the PC, guys. Don't get me wrong. I like the PC platform. I still love my Xbox. When I buy a game on Xbox, I get, I get a copy on the PC as well. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. I like, dude, I sometimes I don't want to sit and game on the place on the PC though. You want a wow factor jump? This is just saving for the 4090 instead. 4090 is solid. Yeah, dude, that 4090 is a beast, man. That is one giant card. I need to look at this Xbox thing real quick and see if my library it still has not freaking yeah, my Like a Dragon is still not freaking on there, dude, and that's starting to irritate me actually. It's supposed to be Xbox Play Anywhere, so I'm getting a little bit irritated. And I'm not a gaming channel. Should I get one and sell my Xbox or just keep it? If it was you. Here's the thing, Maurice. If you have the money and things like frame rate and visuals matter to you, yeah, get a PC, bro. Like you get a PC. And I am saying start out with the best because that will last you the longest. Absolutely. What's up, Doc? Love the title, brother. Thank you for not shying away from calling Xbox out when needed. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that, man. I like don't get me wrong, man. I do believe that I do believe, Doc, this is what's going on. This is exactly what I believe. I believe that there are developers that believe in Sony's philosophy, and then I also believe that there are developers that believe in the Xbox philosophy of Game Pass and, getting people to play it. I do think there's a concerted effort for developers to try to optimize and make the PlayStation 5 version run better at launch because they know places like Digital Foundry and NX Gamer and all these guys are going to do their work and they're going to show that. I don't think it's like the super giant conspiracy because most of these Xbox games do eventually get fixed and they do tend to run better than the PlayStation 5, but I do think that there's something going on. I do think there's something going on at least in the short term to get that positive coverage for PlayStation. That's what I honestly believe. That's what I honestly believe because I have tested multiple freaking games. I've bought an PlayStation version and the Xbox version and even the PC version to test these games and well after the Xbox version gets fixed, it 100% runs better and looks better than the PlayStation 5 version, guys. But if I play these games on my 1440p monitor, I never see that. You're right, Xbox needs to fix that, but how? How do they fix that, bro? How do they fix that? They, how do they fix that if it's an actual problem that developers are going out of their way to kinda not necessarily gimp the Xbox version at launch, but they're focusing more on the PlayStation version because they know that the PlayStation version is gonna get them their $70, whereas the Xbox version, a lot of Xbox gamers possibly won't buy that game due to the fact that they've got a lot more a lot more to keep them busy on Game Pass because yeah, dude, there's things out there that obviously, if you're a developer and you're trying to make money, you're gonna make sure that the version that has got the most potential to bring you money is gonna be that PlayStation 5 version at the 70 bucks. On the Xbox version, and this is true, Microsoft has admitted this, and we have seen this just in the comments section on the videos I make. Xbox gamers are willing to take are willing to wait. Xbox gamers are willing to wait before spending $70 on the game because they think that it might come to Game Pass. They are willing to not buy that game day 1. I wouldn't let it don't let it get to you, bro. Don't let it get to you, man. When games come out running just fine on Xbox, what do they say? Nothing. They just hide. They just hide from you. They just hide from you. When the ponies come out, when the Peggies come out, um, yeah, dude, there are these instances, but we all know, dude, I've tested multiple games myself. I know that the Xbox version usually runs better. It usually runs better at the end of the day. And see, that's the thing, man. Most Xbox gamers don't mind waiting. They don't mind waiting, man. Like if a game comes out, and that's the thing, when they come out and they're broken and they're busted and they're buggy, that just proves to us that, yeah, dude, maybe Game Pass is the way. You're paying $70 for these games. I've bought these. I'm getting it done 40.90 with my tax return and OnlyFans. Uh, you know what, Doc? Honestly, bro, oh, there's yeah, dude. If you're an older gamer, man, if you're an older gamer, maybe consider a PC, guys. If graphics and frame rate really bug you, then yeah, dude. I mean, you can beat a PlayStation 5 with a 3060 Ti. So I mean, okay, man. I know if a game is on both consoles, it's gonna look better. Exactly. It is gonna look better on the Xbox. You're gonna have Dolby Vision support on Xbox. You're gonna have better vibrant colors. You're not gonna have the fake HDR that the PlayStation 5 pumps out. PlayStation 5 is capable of HDR10, don't get me wrong, like, when the game is mastered in HDR10, it looks pretty good, but PlayStation also uses that deep color system in their PlayStation 5 that a lot of their dude, I've literally turned off the HDR, that setting in my PS5 and put the games on my OLED and stuff, and they don't come up as HDR10. They don't come up as HDR10. Good night, doc. Oh, yeah, it is probably past your bedtime, bro. Thanks for coming and saying hi, though. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. It is funny, man. I don't listen to PlayStation Foundry. I don't. Every now and then, the only reason I watch Digital Foundry videos nowadays is to get the information, it is to just see, how they're leaning towards some stuff. And I'll tell you what, man, PlayStation's not gonna just roll over and die quickly. They're not, dude. They're not. They're gonna use their power as market leader. That's why they consistently talk about how many consoles they've sold. That's why they consistently do that. Xbox needs to do that too. Xbox needs to put out some solid numbers so that developers know, hey man, obviously the Xbox is doing pretty well. Because let's face it, man, you just saw the Nintendo Switch outsell PlayStation 4 in its console lifetime. You just saw that happen. A cheaper console with way inferior visuals outsold the PlayStation 4 console generation. The Xbox Series S is positioned to be in a position to where it can capitalize on that, um on that player base that would have bought an Xbox or a Nintendo Switch. It also gives Nintendo a way into next gen gaming with only having to produce a console with the amount of power that the Series S has. We've seen games ported to Nintendo Switch that still run and still look okay from the PlayStation 4 generation when the Switch is probably a little bit closer to what the PS3 and 360 were in terms of power. I like L Analyst today beats. I do. I just look at the games myself, man. Most of the time, this stuff doesn't bug me. It used to bug me when I was always watching Digital Foundry for some reason, but now that I'm Zelda Alone While, yeah, exactly, combined. Zelda will outsell all of them bangers, dude. 100%, bro. Them bangers ain't got nothing on Zelda. That's the thing, man. Like Sony's games, ah, I hate to say it, but some of them are tech demos, bro. They really are, man. They're tech demos, they feel good to play, they got good story. Man, when I was just sitting there, like, I'm glad I bought an Xbox, guys. I'm glad I bought a PC because I was starting to fall into mediocrity with my gaming, man. I would just sit down, I'd go through them on the weekend, and I'd be like, "Yeah, that was good, man. That was a good game." And then I would play like my other games that I like, like my Assassin's Creeds and all of that stuff. But I always had this fake sense of PlayStation games are quality. PlayStation games are quality. And I don't necessarily look at them that way. PlayStation does have some quality games for sure. They really do. But then on the other side of the spectrum, they also have some stuff that's just not necessarily 100% quality. Horizon Call of the Mountain, bro. That shit looks boring. That game right there, dude. I was on Twitter today and I was listening to the people talking about their PSVR2 experience, man. And there's a lot of angry people right now about that. Man, this thing isn't like revolutionary, and they're all saying the same thing I said because I watched a lot of those reviews, boys. I watched a lot of them reviews, and they said, dude, not one of them were raving about things like graphics. Not one of them were raving about things. They were pointing out like issues, but they weren't saying it like the people on Twitter today were selling it. Sell your Xbox and get a PC. Just game and have fun for real, huh? Here at Frog Boy X1 Gaming, we are trying to break down the fanboy wars. We are trying to do that and just introduce people back into the sport of gaming where it's actually fun. I mean, yeah, dude, don't get me wrong, man. I like to see my pretty visuals. I like to see my pretty visuals. That's why I go to PC for that. I'm just joking. PC is solid, man. If the thing is, if you're an Xbox gamer, going to PC is probably a much easier experience. It is far easier because you'll look at the Xbox app that's already on the PC, and you'll already have a selection of games depending on what you've bought. Like you'll already have a fairly decent selection. I have over 60 games on the Xbox on the Xbox store. That like I think when I first bought the PC, I had like 54. So, I already had a pretty decent selection of games just coming over to, PC from Xbox, whereas now you're also getting PlayStation first party games on PC, and to tell you the truth, guys, if you bought a PC for that first year, I would recommend just staying to like your Xbox app and Steam. Just stick to Steam and the Xbox app. Both of those are pretty decent. You can get into Steam. Steam has the big picture mode, which essentially makes it feel like a console experience. All of your controllers are compatible with your Steam. You can set things up, you can get in there, you can switch your buttons around. You really can make the PC experience feel like a console experience, and you can hook these up to your 4K TVs, and you can still play them, wireless controller, whatever you wanna do, you can still play them and still make it feel like a console experience. You still get the what are they called? The achievements, stuff like that. So it's not so much different, but there are going to be things that you're going to run into as a PC gamer that are going to irritate you a little bit at first, at least till you figure out what's going on. Some games that you're gonna buy, you're gonna have like slight issues with them, but most of that stuff is gonna be like the older stuff. Newer games when they come out, when you buy them day one, some of them are gonna have stutter issues. Mostly that's really just the Unreal Engine type games. The ones that are Unreal Engine are gonna have that stutter, but they usually do get those fixed pretty quickly. So, I mean, like, a game comes out probably within the first month, you should have your fixes for that. Gotham Knights came out on PC, it was pretty rough. Now it's incredible. Now it's freaking incredible, man. The game runs great. You've got way more options on the, PC version that you can tailor that experience to fit your needs, like pulling out your, field of view, stuff like that. There are quality of life there are quality of life things on the PC that you just can't get on the Xbox. So you are trading going to PC. You definitely are trading, um, 100% like just being able to plug and play for a little bit of tinkering. If you stick with Steam and the Xbox, if you stick with Steam and the Xbox thing, it's not too bad. It's pretty easy to figure that kind of stuff out. But when you start venturing out into other stuff, that's when things kind of get a little bit more. You wanna at least try to find out some information, stuff like that. Uh, Getting most of your games like, see, my thing is I will always just test the game with max settings, everything maxed out. I just start every test with everything maxed out. And then if it's something that I really want to play on the PC, then I'll optimize it better so that I can get through it. Like right now, like right now with Wild Hearts, I've got that set on low settings, but I'm if you switch over to a game like Wanted Dead, that game is highly optimized. It runs incredible. It runs incredible on the PC. Metroid 4K 60. Say, okay, I'm gonna try this months later. If you run into a game that you just can't. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you can't do that, yeah. Some games are gonna come out new. The good thing about Steam though, the good thing about Steam, guys, if you buy a game on Steam and it's trash on your PC, you can just refund it. You can just refund that game and then come back later when it's on sale and fixed. If it doesn't work for you out of the gate, instantly get a refund and then just come back to that game when you feel like you can get in there and you can see all the updates and stuff like that. Already have a PC. I think most of the world already have a PC. Yeah. All the Xbox kids was in love with Power Wash Simulator. Dude, that was a good game. That was a good game. Now all the PlayStation guys are in love with it because they're waiting on their next banger. When's the next PlayStation banger coming out, guys? we just had a state of play. When's the next PlayStation banger coming out, guys? Oh, that's right. They didn't even mention any more bangers. Everything was VR, VR, VR. Everything they showed there was third party games and then VR games. Like, I don't know. I don't know. What, like on Steam now? I get copy for my Steam Deck. Yep. It's like having a PS4 on the go. Yeah. Well, I've got a Steam. I got one of those things on my wish list, man. Still not a must. I don't know, Shadow. I think you would probably be pretty happy with the PC, man. It would really put that quality question. It would really it would it would definitely call into question that PlayStation PlayStation quality. Especially when you see these PlayStation games on your PC, bro. Like they blow the freaking doors off. They literally blow the doors off what you get on the PlayStation. Hey man, it's been an interesting last couple of days. So glad we're finally home though. Console game. Yes, it does. It really does expose console gaming pretty. It's not for the faint of heart, man. Like you start playing around on a PC, you're gonna start getting a little mad, dude. You're gonna have that section where you're mad. Bunch of whiny simps. You're gonna get pretty mad. You're gonna get a little mad once you start seeing like how games actually run on PC compared to what you've been paying the same price for on consoles, man. You're gonna get a little mad. You will get a little mad. I'm not even gonna lie, dude. Exactly. I still can't believe Returnal $70 on PS5. Yeah. Returnal on PC, guys. Holy freaking crap. I'm not joking, man. It's that good. It's that much better. I wish I never bought it. Oh, shaker, 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 my friend. You need to see it on the PC, dude. Whoo, whoo, you need to see it on the PC, man. Such a better experience. All right, I gotta go. Good night, guys. Remember Frog Boy. Yeah, I did put it on. I put it on my wish list. I put it on my wish list. Time runs good on our deck. It looks insane. Got it recently. The atmosphere is incredible. It looks incredible on PC, man. Oh boy. Oh boy. And it feels so much better at like 120 FPS, man. It just feels freaking incredible. PS5 games when that trash came. Yeah, you're right. There definitely was. Returnal was like one of those games that, man, it just did not do the PlayStation 5 justice at all. And it still doesn't, but it looks a lot better on a 1440p monitor. It does hold up better on a 1440p monitor. Oh yeah, man, you could change the field of view on Returnal, man, and it definitely makes it better. It wasn't that great for me on PlayStation, bro. It was not that great for me on the PlayStation, Fareem. But if you love it, you love it, man. I like it better on PC. I like it better on the PC. I get way higher frame rate. I get double the frame rate on PC, man. PS5 version was a little bit frustrating at launch, for sure. For sure it was. Fuzz K. That was the birth of Fuzz K, man. That was the birth of Fuzz K. Returnable if anybody want to. Multiplayer unreturnable, hit me up so I can beat it and have no clue what I'm doing. Are we friends on PlayStation? Dude, this new Samsung, man, every time I try to send a text to anybody with a Samsung phone, it will automatically encrypt the message. And then some people with like the old, like the A series of the phone, it won't let them read it. That's weird. Ooh, okay, yeah, check when you get home. I'll play a little bit with you. No, it doesn't look that great. It doesn't look anywhere close to what it looks like on PC, dude. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. You actually get texture now, and all of the all of the generic look that the PlayStation 5 had looks incredible on PC. Yeah, everybody needs to be on the Discord. Is there anybody here that can post a link? I do have a link on my thing now, on my bio, that you should be able to get into Discord. That Steam game probably got you a lot of clicks, is doing well. What, the Sons of Forest? Let's see how it looks. See how it plays. Usually just lurking, LOL. Oh, I expect those with Returnal to add me to do some multiplayer. I know nobody's got Returnal. I got it. I don't know if we're friends on Steam though. On PS5. 1440p exclusive full screen, disabled max FPS, graphics, um, ultra. Yeah, let's play ultra. See, I always do this. I always go into ultra. Sons of the Forest, new game, normal. Do I even have a controller hooked up to this? I better have controller support. Ooh, so many cords up here. So many. Oh, there it is. Okay, I guess it does have some. Been great chatting with everyone. Ah, thank you, Gummy. Wow, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Hmm. Fish eye. Ooh, we're gonna do it, man. We're gonna do it. I like ponies too. Oh, fight demons, huh? Oh no! It's like playing Ghost Recon Breakpoint, man. Dirt's channel is a pony free zone. Exit. Can't save you, bruh. Why are you trying to swim into the like? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, come on, kick the window out, buddy. You're gonna drown. There we go. Am I swimming towards the sky or am I swimming? Oops. I think I went the wrong way. I think I went the wrong way. Screen just went black. All right. I'll have to check this out, man. Got a bag, got a purse. and save my friends. Oh man, you guys are getting a little bit miffed. Oh, this dude's lost it. Oh, he can't hear. All right. There's another dude just standing over there. Or are those guys? All right, Kelvin. This looks pretty good. Okay. All right. Well, I will look at it a little bit later. We'll check it out. Sons of the Forest. It's an early access. All right. Mm. The FPS is so freaking bad. On what? Dang, what is that? 30 FPS or less? Oh, what on that Sons of Forest? No, it was smooth. It just looks weird on the when the camera's recording it. But that's why you guys come here because I like both. I like both and I want to be fair. I want to be fair. Makes sense. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. I got it cranked up to everything on ultra and it was looking pretty good. Saltiest got exposed? From what? How did he get exposed? More on the defense, not offense. He likes PS. He owns one but can't stand ponies. Some ponies are pretty bad, dude. They get pretty bad. I haven't really seen since I've been doing this channel, I haven't seen any really extreme Xbox fanboys that at least that have come to this channel. You know what I mean? Like I haven't really seen any like super extreme people come here. But when it comes to the PlayStation guys, man, they do definitely tend to get a little bit more extreme. And I get it, man. If you love your plastic box, you love your plastic box. I love my eggs box. But I like my PlayStation too, man. Since PlayStation brought 1440p support to the PlayStation 5, it has been a much better experience. It really has. Like I have no problem playing it on the 1440p monitor. Give the PS props. They do so much right. They do get a lot of things right, man. It just takes them 2 years to do it. Oh, man. People like, "Go Packers." Yeah, they need yeah, they just bash Xbox. Doesn't make sense because 'cause you're biased. Yeah, man, I know, like, when I first started this channel, I was probably a lot more biased towards the Xbox. Now I don't really care, dude. Like, getting a PC put a lot of things in perspective, man. I think they're both equally good. I think they're both equally good, man. Red Dragon got exposed about Baldur's Gate 3. Hmm, I don't know, man. I think some of those guys get get into it a lot more on Twitter. I know that I've tried to calm down the whole Twitter anger thing because it was just not really doing me much good. I like my Xbox. I like my PlayStation. I bought freaking I bought most of those games on the Xbox. Most of those games that came out, I bought on the Xbox. I really love my DualSense Edge. I think that's the best PlayStation controller ever freaking made. I love it. Go Packers on Twitter, dealer. I don't get why some of them PlayStation fanboys literally follow the Xbox channels around just to say stuff. I don't get that. Go Packers was funny in this chat. Oh, yeah. I think both consoles are pretty good. I think that I think that if you're a gamer, man, and you wanna play games, it makes sense to own both. But, I mean, for both, you can almost buy a PC too. For just a few $100 more, you can get a PC. I mean, if you're gonna spend $1,500 on a TV to play your Xbox or your PlayStation, you might as well get a PC because 'cause you're gonna get a little bit better. You're gonna get PSVR 2 is a waste of money if you own an Oculus Quest. Yeah, I was hearing some people saying that they were getting a sharper image on Quest 2, and that surprised me. That definitely surprised me because I thought the PSVR 2 is supposed to give you native 4K to 120 FPS. I'm like, dude, show me one PlayStation 5 game that does native 4K at 120 FPS that's not a freaking indie game. And yeah, then Dead Space, yeah, Dead Space until right, yeah, you're right, they do run better. Not that, not at the moment. Yeah, I definitely wait until like don't spend more than you're comfortably able to. You know what I mean? Like from what I can tell, the best thing to upgrade is your graphics card and your CPU. And Go Packers from the chat. I don't think Go Packers is bad. Right, he might be. I haven't seen him for a while, and that's fine because I like to chat with everybody else, and he just kind of keeps saying the same nonsense. It was a good PlayStation besides Digital Foundry. I haven't seen one yet. Oh, with the with the PSVR 2, man. So I've been looking at what people have been saying about Gran Turismo 7 because that's the one game that I would actively buy the PSVR 2 for is Gran Turismo 7. And I'm getting conflicting reports on that one, man. A lot of people are saying that dashboard and stuff looks good, but everything else looks blurry and fuzzy. I don't know. I don't know. I'll probably just get one and find out for myself. Well, see, that's the thing though. If you buy a PSVR 2, you can only buy them from PlayStation, so you're pretty much stuck with that purchase. They're not going to refund your money. That's why I was hoping that they would go to Best Buy or something or Target so that if it wasn't what I wanted, I could take it back. Because GameStop will not buy those. They wouldn't buy the PSVR 1, they're not gonna buy the PSVR 2. Racing sims, I just get in my car and drive around. Oh, I like racing sims, they're the best. Then I can drive whatever car I want, as fast as I want. Ooh. Oh, man. I'm just glad my wife's home from the hospital, man. That was kinda nerve-wracking. Now we're just on our long road to recovery. Oh. Yeah, PCs are pretty close, Jago. They're pretty close right now, man. It is pretty easy to use a PC, man. There were some frustrating things at in the beginning, but Usually, most of it just comes down to me trying to pick the highest settings for everything and finding out sometimes I can't. There's a lot of FOMO when it comes to PC, man. There's a lot. Thanks, Gummy. Content creators, all they do is bashing Game Pass. Oh yeah, dude. Like, why wouldn't they? Yeah, you gotta not like Xbox. You gotta just keep buying the PlayStation games. You're right. Xbox guys do bash the PlayStation, and it's fine. Every time a game comes out running better on Xbox, the Xbox guys are bashing the PlayStation every time. You're right. You're right. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, my friends, I'm gonna get some rest. I'm getting a little tired. I didn't really sleep that great the other day. Dreamcast guy was ranting Redfall for having DRM, but gave GT7 a 10. Do you realize? Yeah, dude, these guys, man, that's what I'm saying, man. These PlayStation fanboys just don't. They're a little bit weird. Oh, they are a little bit weird, man. Especially like Dreamcast guys. Like, dude, if you're gonna be, that's what I always say about all those reviewers, man. It's like if you're gonna be a reviewer, at least be consistent, man. If you think that Saints Row is an empty world, well, you need to say the same thing about God of War Ragnarok. If you don't like popping in one game, you have to be consistent across the board with games like Horizon Forbidden West. Like you have to be consistent. You can't just be like, "Oh yeah, this game is trash because of this." I'm like, "No, dude, like you can't say Godfall is trash and then rave about God of War because it's essentially the same game gameplay wise." Marlin unbanned you? Well, how nice. Oh. Um, moments, spare time. Oh, well, I appreciate all of you guys coming tonight to hang out with me. I'm gonna get some rest and then I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and play some video games. So I will see you guys later. Thank you guys for coming. I really do appreciate it. You guys have fun. See you guys later.